Let's go.
Welcome to another Sapphic Lit pop-up author interview. Today we have Jules Revel. Jules, how are you?
Hey, I'm all right. How's it going?
Going well. We're excited today to talk to you about your book, Coltswood. Can you tell us a little about the book?
Yeah, sure thing. It's a book that came out on January 13th. It is my first novel. I have it here if you wish to gaze upon its beauty. There it is.
Beautiful. Very nice.
Yeah, so it's a book about two people who had a relationship in the past when they were both engaged in AIDS activism in the late 80s and early 90s. And then they have not seen each other for a long time and they are brought together by chance.
Okay. And so we'll find out what that chance is in the
Exactly
book.
so. Yeah.
How did you come up with these characters?
Um, so although this is my first novel to come out, it's the second book in a group of related stories. And so Coltswood was a side character in the first book. She was the art professor of the main character in the first book. And after the book was over, I just kept thinking about her. She's a somewhat mysterious character. There's a lot of rumor that circulates about this art professor. And so I always wondered, what were those rumors about? And I thought the book would be about the rumors. And as it turned out, it wasn't. Um, it just wasn't about that at all. So, yeah.
I love that. You have an idea and you sit down and all of a sudden you start to write and the story just takes you to the left instead of the other direction.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
Exactly.
just go with it. Did you fight it? Did you say, no, it's about this? And you just went with it?
No, not at all. I was like, oh, wow, this is interesting. I wrote the first 20 or 30,000 words really quickly, and I was like, oh, this is going really well. And then suddenly I just couldn't write anymore. And I went back and I like reworked the beginning, and after that it was smooth sailing. So I think it was just a matter of like the ideas catching up with me or me catching up with them. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So in the 80s, 90s, so this was about the AIDS going on. So this was kind of an historical. Did you
Yeah.
follow
Yeah, yeah,
history?
for sure. For sure. Yeah, I mean, one of the other inspirations, there's a great book called Moving Politics by Deb Gould. It's a sociology text and it's looking at ACT UP and it's really paying attention to the emotional lives of activists and how that shapes the way people engage in social protest. Um, and so I think that was operating also kind of in the back of my mind while I was writing this.
Right. Did you think you were going to write something historical or you just,
Yeah, I the first book is also historical. The first book's also kind of set in the 90s mostly, later 90s. So yeah, I don't know why, but that seems to be the where my
right.
brain has been going.
So are you going to publish the first book?
Yep, it's supposed to come out January 27th.
Okay. So the second one's coming out 2 weeks before the first one?
Yeah, it'll be coming out on January 27th. The second one is kind of the first one in order of being written, but
Okay.
it won't matter to you.
Right.
As the reader, it will not matter to you when these books were written.
And
Um,
you can read them
yeah,
in either order?
either order. Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. All right.
Absolutely.
And why did you pick Boston and New York for your
Yeah.
setting?
Yeah, so I grew up in New England. So I grew up in Massachusetts in a small town, not in Boston. Um, but yeah, I just remember experiencing Boston and New York City as like these very vibrant places for myself as a young queer person. So I don't know. It's been in my mind to write something that happens in those places.
I love it. Which small town in Massachusetts?
I prefer to remain nameless.
Okay. You don't have to say it, but
No, but it's Southern Mass. It's down by the Rhode Island border, and it's just, I came out when I was 13. It was not a good scene, like at all.
yeah.
Um, when I was
Okay.
13, was it 89 or 90? You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
And so
Wasn't a
the
great
vibes
time.
were not right. Uh,
I hear
and
you.
so yeah, my memory is really like fleeing to, taking the train and going to Boston and being able to be among other queer people there as a young person, mostly being around older people,
Mm.
so people who are like 5, 6, 7 years older than me. And like, so I was sort of at the margin of all this that's getting written about in the book. Like I had gone to rallies, I had gone to some protests.
Mm.
I went to Stonewall 25 and I marched in the illegal parade with ACT UP, you know what I mean? But I was also
Nice.
like 15.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
like I
Good.
was there, but I wasn't there. And so, but it had an impact, a lasting impact, I would say.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, that went quick. So how can people find you online?
JulesRevel.com, just my name. And if you Google the name of the book, you'll find it. It is only one thing that comes up really when you Google Coltswood. So
Awesome. Well, congrats. This was great. Thanks for talking with me.
yeah, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.